Well, hi everybody, it's Sandy. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to show you something I did when I had a bout of insomnia recently, and I call it stamp sketching. That's the part at the end. But I used Eat, Sleep, Create, Repeat, which is a little phrase that's been running through my head, and I set the type on my computer and traced it onto my journal page using some Copic multi-liners and a light box. And I'll link you to all those products at the end of this. And I did a bunch of stamping on it as well, which I will talk about in just a few minutes, but I really wanted a bubble of creativity coming up from the word create. That was the kind of idea behind this. And when I was thinking this up, I wasn't really sure where it was going, so I didn't start filming until I got the stamping part done. So I apologize for not getting the camera on when I was doing all this original work, but I thought the rest of it might be interesting to you anyway. So I started coloring, and I used so many colors in this, there was just no way I was going to write it all down, so you're not going to get the color list for this either, so sorry. But I started using these paper smooches images because I thought about this little guy, so you can see him on the left, and when I stamped him I wiped off the hair and I wiped off the jacket so I could draw that in myself with an apron and girl hair. So now the mad scientist is now the mad artist. Kind of silly, but it entertained me, right? So sometimes that's all it's all about. And when I had that stamp set out, I started seeing all my other paper smooches stamps in that section. I went, ooh, I could use a little bit of this. Oh, I could use a little bit of that. Ooh, ooh. And I just kept going from there. So this turned into an all paper smooches journal page. And I think it comes out really fun at the end. But you're going to see a lot of color layering and crazy techniques, and you may see some of this in future videos that'll explain more of it. So I apologize for not taking the time to answer all of that right now. But I will talk about a few things, one of which is I recently purchased some of these wide markers. They don't come in a lot of colors, but they're really helpful when you're doing large projects like this, and even on cards if you're going to do a flood of a background. I didn't have a B99 because this doesn't come in a B99, so I took an empty one and I filled it. So you can put re-inker in it and create your very own color. I'm shaking it here, but there's no reason to shake it. I was just being impatient and I got tired of waiting for it to wick out to the end, so I just threw some extra color from the re-inker onto the nib of the marker. But you can see how quickly these will cover a large area. So I really like that about them. Now, in general, you might be wondering what has been keeping me so busy and so full of insomnia lately. I've had a bunch of bouts of it, and it's good stuff. Oh my gosh. It's been CHA, of course, because CHA is going on right now. I'm already in California by the time you're watching this. And I had not only CHA, but I'm teaching classes Friday night and Saturday morning at Scrampers in Torrance. If you live in Southern California and haven't been there, go check it out. And I'm teaching 2 classes Friday, 1 on Saturday, so I had to have all that kitted. Then I'm going straight to the convention center, not even stopping at the hotel, to go to CHA and do make and takes immediately when I walk in the door. So it's going to be a crazy, crazy schedule. I think I need an agent to start helping me say no to people when they make these wonderful offers of all this fun stuff to do. And I'm really excited about it though, but it was a lot of work to prepare all the kits for the make and takes and all that kind of thing for classes. And then I have classes in the evening as well. And these are using the brand new stamps from Hero Arts that are fundraisers for Operation Write Home. So 2 classes there as well. Crazy, 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 but fun, fun, fun. The other thing that's been keeping me just kind of mildly occupied at night with my thinking is a trip to Europe. I have been planning this trip for a little while now. My sister is graduating. I'm very proud of her. She's going to be walking across the stage finally after getting her PhD, and I'm going to go celebrate with her. My other sister from Maryland is going to come as well. We're going to spend a bunch of days in London, and we'll do a little touring around and seeing some shows and doing some fun stuff. And then my sister from the United States is going to come home. My sister in London is going to go back to work, and I am going to take another week and travel solo around Europe, and I'm just so excited I can hardly sit still. I'm going to go visit a friend in Scotland, Debbie Hughes, for a couple of days. Then I'm going to fly to Paris, and I'm going to fly to Rome, and then I'll come home from there. If you have ideas on things I should see in Paris and Rome, let me know. But I'm mostly going to be trying to, I guess, paint my way through Europe. I thought it would be a really fun art trip, and I'm going to see how much video I can shoot while I'm doing it. And the reason I say paint my way through Europe and not color my way through Europe is I'm not bringing my Copics. I'm going to have a long chat with them to explain why they're too heavy and too expensive to carry with me. But I'm going to be practicing a lot more watercolor, so you're going to see more watercolor videos coming up, and doing a lot more of that because I'm trying to see which of my watercolor sets I like the best, both in colors and the way they work and in how I'll pack them and stuff, so that I know what I want to do when I get there. So I'm doing a lot of kind of art preparation, and you'll see that reflected on my YouTube channel and on my blog. And let's see, while I'm gone, I am planning videos for you, so you will have plenty to occupy you. Make sure you subscribe to both my blog and my YouTube channel. The reason for that is I'm not positive whether I'm going to leave all the videos as unlisted and then be able to set the blog posts up ahead, because that's the easiest way for me to do that. Or I could let the videos auto-publish and then only put a link to the video in the blog post. But I can't do both, because until it's actually published, I can't create an embed code. And I know that's a lot of tech speak, but that's why I recommend that you subscribe to both, because then you'll get the whole thing in either case. You'll get the content while I'm gone, whether it gets delivered by YouTube or by my blog. My bloggy thing that emails stuff out to you. And so that's my recommendation. I am working more on coloring in more of these images. I kind of finished the bottom section first because I wanted to get that dark kind of dream part, you know, the nighttime part of this whole image, the whole concept behind it, and then get into the lighter area up at the top separately. So the little monster who's eating the little repeat arrow, I thought he was pretty funny as well in this, because sometimes I feel like this whole cycle is like a little monster. It just keeps eating me alive. It's a good eating me alive, because I wouldn't change it for the world. I love it. I love being this crazy busy and being challenged to create this content for everybody and keep it lively and fresh and keep myself creatively excited as well. But it does occasionally feel like a little monster coming after me and nipping at my heels. The techniques I'm using in this are a variety of them, and some of it you've seen on videos and some of it you will see in future ones, so please don't be concerned about not understanding what I'm doing or why. One question I will answer right now is the question that comes up on every one of my videos: what's the washi tape for? And that's only to mark them as my pens, because I color with other people a lot and I want to make sure I know which ones are mine. I use one color of washi tape for all of my Copic related stuff. So my markers, my mister with Colorless Blender, my brushes with water brushes with Colorless Blender, all that is marked with the same washi tape, just so I know what's in them. Now, I decided I wanted to add some more black detail, you know me and my contrast. So I got my multi-liners back out and started adding drop shadows under the word create, because I wanted that to really pop more. And I think it started working immediately. You can almost tell by looking at it. If you squint at things, you can see the contrast in them, and all of a sudden you can see the word create start to appear. And then I thought, well, some of the images aren't looking as you know, they're not popping as much as I would like. Especially the ones at the top. The ones at the bottom have the contrast of that dark blue. But I decided to start going in with my multi-liner and add more detail into that, and just started going around my images. And then a funny thing happened on the way to doing this, is that it started getting really kind of clunky and sketchy almost, and I had some goof ups where I went outside the line too much, and then it got thicker, and then it got sketchier, and I went, ooh, I like that. I kind of like how sketchy it looks. And actually I showed this journal page to somebody, and she thought that I had drawn these images. She even knew Paper Smooches, and she kept thinking, geez, I feel like I've seen these before, but they're your drawings. And no, they're not my drawings. I'm just drawing over them to create this sketchy effect. So that's what I'm calling the stamp sketching part of this video. And I'm just little by little adding more detail to each one of the little images. And I'm going to do some videos in the future showing this technique on a card, so you can see how this might actually apply and look on a card instead of a journal page, because journal page doesn't always give you the best idea for how it's going to translate into your project. But I thought you might enjoy seeing the craziness of what runs around in my head when I have insomnia. So all of these stamps in this are paper smooches, of course, as I think I said before. And I will have links to everything in the doobly-doo, and also you can click in the link in the upper right hand corner and get to the blog post for this video. On most of my recent ones, I've been doing that more so that you can click on that annotation if you're watching it, especially on a device that allows annotations, and get directly to that blog post. So you can get to the supplies, as well as I'll have a link for you to the light box that I use, because it's a really cool small one. I like it. Here's a couple other videos if you want to go watch something else. If you're at CHA, please come and visit. There's a link in the doobly-doo to my schedule for CHA. So come and see me at one of my make and takes and say hello. Let's do a selfie. And I can show you my journal page. I can show you the whole journal. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a really great weekend. I'm going to come back exhausted, but I will have a video for you Monday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.